Hello everybody, this is part 4 of Microsoft Excel 2010 VBA Programming for Beginners. In the previous video I was showing how to find the first cell that did not contain a certain string. In this video we're just going to show the opposite. It's going to be very similar code. In fact, we're going to use the same code but just change one thing out. In this video we're going to show how to find the first cell that does contain a certain string, but I'm also going to go one step further and show another method on how to do that. Now, in the previous video I was showing how you could find if a certain string exists in another string by using the instr function, and I'll give a demonstration just as a recap in this video. If I was to put test variable is equal to abcd 1 2 3 4 5 6 and I display to the user using the instr function of the test variable the position of 1 2 3, it should give us the number 5 because 1 2 3 is the 5th character in the string. So we go 1 2 3 4 5. So that's where the string begins. And sure enough, if I just play this code and by pressing F5 or the play button, we do get a message box telling us that it's 5. Now if we were looking for the string A B C D E, we should get a 0 because A B C D E does not exist inside the test variable. It only goes up to letter D. So let's try this code out, and we get a 0. So instr function, it's a very helpful function for finding if a certain string exists within a cell or a piece of string that you're giving the VBA environment. So we're going to go back to our previous code from command button 1 in our previous video, and the only thing that we need to do different here is just change the 0 to a 1, but we need to change our sign. We need to put to greater than or equal to 1. So the only thing that we're doing here is we're still going to be looking at the mailing address city data, which is column D, and the row number that we're looking at, and we want to see if the string McAllen exists. If the position is greater than or equal to 1, then we want to tell the user in row number, and whatever row number is, we did find the McAllen string. And so let's go on and try this out and play this code, but that's really going to be the only difference that we're doing here is instead of it being equal to 0, we want to know if the position is greater than or equal to 1. So let's just try this code out. We are already outside of design mode. I'm going to click read data, and it will tell us that in row 2 we did find the McAllen string. So that's perfect. It worked out well. Just to test it, we're going to try the next city that's there is Edinburgh, and we'll play the code. Take us out of design mode and hit read data, and it tells us in row 6 we did find the McAllen string, although it's really telling us about Edinburgh. I overlooked the message box. We need to make sure that we change out the message box to be Edinburgh. Try that code out. In row 6 we did find the Edinburgh string. Now, as I mentioned, I was going to show one more way to do this. Instead of using the instr function, instr is helpful when you're just checking to see if a string is anywhere present in a longer string. What you could always do, instead of using this if statement, I'm just going to put a single quote to make it a comment and it's not executable code, and instead do this. We can put if the mailing address city data is equal to Edinburgh, then gotta get rid of that quote. If the mailing address city data is equal to Edinburgh, then, and then we'll put in row number, and whatever row number it is, we did find the Edinburgh string, or we'll say we did find the exact match for Edinburgh. Now, I'm already thinking about it. This is going to be a challenge for me because since I pulled this data from a database, I still have extra spaces in here, so I need to remove those spaces because it's going to be an exact match. So let me replace those. And if I was to click read data, it just told me completed, so it didn't even pick anything up. I need to go back to my code and look at it. So if mailing address city data is equal to Edinburgh, Edinburg, let me see if I can find it manually, and I do. I need to see exactly where this error is coming from, so let me just try this out real quick. I'm going to be doing a message box to tell me what it does say. So that's McAllen, and there. So here I should get the notification, but for some odd reason I'm not. I'm going to hit Control Break to pause Visual Basic and click Debug. I want to see what my mailing address city data is. So as we can see, if you look at the variable, there is an extra space after that G. So it may have been not necessarily a regular space, but a tab space. And I'm going to go and delete that and hit enter. And so now if I rerun this code, it should work. So it tells us in row number 6, we did find the exact match for Edinburgh. So there already you see a challenge when you're looking for the exact string. If you're working with a database, because there's going to be those empty spaces that come from a database, you may run into these kind of issues. It might be a better idea to look for not the exact match, but just see if the string exists. It is far more helpful. So that completes part 4 of Microsoft Excel 2010 VBA Programming for Beginners. I hope to see you in the next. Thank you for watching.